opportunity for us to just promote our beef cattle industry, promote the cowboy lifestyle, and promote agriculture in general to the masses, because unfortunately our country has gotten so far removed from agriculture over the last 100 years. 100 years ago, everybody had a part in agriculture. They had to grow their own food if they wanted to eat, and so everybody kind of had that understanding. And now it's the opposite. Nobody grows their own food. And so literally there's a statistic. It's 1% of the population feeding the other 99%. So I take a lot of pride in that. I wish there was more of us, but unfortunately there's not. And we've just, over the generations, you get further and further removed. What I did is I mapped out this route, got with all the landowners, because just I'm blessed to know a lot of people in this industry, and especially in this region. So I have a relationship with them and a rapport. They're friends of mine. So I went to each one and asked them, hey, can we do this? And explained. Once I explain a little bit, they're in my circle. They know, they understand, and most of us are getting on the same page. Landowners, ranchers. We got to get out there. We got to get ahead of this, and because if we don't tell our story, someone else will. Typically, in the years past, cowboys are kind of stoic, quiet. You don't bother me, I won't bother you, and hardworking, and just we know what we have to do, and we don't need your help. We're resourceful, and we'll figure it out. But I think in the times that we're in right now, we have to share our story, because there's a lot more awareness. Praise God for that. That people kind of want to know where their food comes from. They want to know, where did this come from? Where does my beef come from? My milk and my chicken and so this is all just part of that. I feel like Florida was the first in the cattle in the United States. Cattle first arrived in like 1521. Ponce de Leon brought a handful of Andalusian cattle over here and Andalusian horses, and that was it. Everybody thinks of Texas and cowboys and all, and that's cow country. Florida's just Mickey Mouse and palm trees and beaches, but it's not that at all. The interior, it used to be the whole state, and urban sprawl and encroachment has pushed all the farms and ranches into the interior of the state, the heartland of the state, but we are still very much alive and thriving. It was something that, it was just a personal drive in my heart, and I wanted to go to college. I wanted to go to college, learn how to be an even better cowboy. The science behind what all we're doing out here with the cattle, not just punching a cow and that. So that's what I did. I think what it takes to be a cowboy is grit, and you got to be willing to work, and a work ethic. I don't expect anything. I don't deserve anything. I've tried to work for everything I have, and I think that's kind of the cowboy motto or whatever. We've all got tools of our trade. Everything on our saddle, everything we carry with us is a tool, and it's all got its place. You can't just have one tool for everything. You kind of have a tool here. So our dogs is a tool, and we use them when needed, and how I want them used. The dogs don't hurt cows, but these cur dogs that we use down here in Florida, they go to the head of the cow, and they turn her and stop her. Barking, and they get her attention and say, you can't go this way, go back to the bunch. Because in Florida we got swamps and hammocks and sloughs, and we can't let that cow get off in there. Then it makes it a lot more difficult to get her out. So we want to stop her before she gets there, and bring her back to the bunch. And we want all our cattle together, and we drive them as a herd instead of getting strung out and they'll beat you. I absolutely 100% couldn't do this without the men that I've picked to help me. They're really the stars of the show. I'm just I'm just kind of, at this point, after all the planning's done and all that, I'm just leading the cattle. You know, I'm giving them cattle something to look at and follow, and then I know the route, I know where to go, and so it's my cowboys behind me and that are flanking the cattle and kind of steering them, making sure, holding them down, don't let them run off. If one slips off, that, you know, the dogs will bring her back. Those are really the stars of the show. My